A veteran is a former member of the armed service or military. What is Veterans Day? Veterans Day is the day set aside to thank and honor all those who served in the military in wartime or peacetime. Okay. What motivated you to join the military?
Because I was 18 years old and I was at the top of the draft list, and there was a program called the Army Specialized Training Program, ASTP, where if you enlisted, you could pick your branch of service and you would go to officers candidate school. So I thought that was a pretty good deal since I was going to be drafted anyway. Unfortunately, the car into Syracuse from upstate where I lived, the sergeant who was driving got a phone call canceling the program, so it never happened. So I went back and got drafted into the regular Army.
Tell me a little about your time in boot camp.
In the infantry, boot camp was called basic training, and I trained in Camp Landing, Florida, in the sand. And we got up at 5 in the morning, and we ran and did jumping jack exercises, and we had breakfast, and then we usually put in our field packs, which weighed 40 pounds, and we went on a quick 5-mile run, and every once in a while we would do a 20-mile march, and sometimes they would have us climb cargo nets. You know what a cargo net is? The big nets they hang off the side of boats so that we could disembark if wherever we were going by ship. It was a very rigorous training. They gave us a rifle and told us that we were not to let it out of our sight except when we went to sleep. And the rifle was called an M1, and it weighed 8¼ pounds. And that went with us everywhere.
What was your primary job after training?
I was in an infantry company, 3rd Squad, 3rd Platoon.
Where did you serve the majority of the time in service?
Well, most of the time was in the United States, but I spent over 4 months in combat in Germany. And the reason we came back is that since we were already, they call battle trained, our division was scheduled for the invasion of Japan, except they dropped the bomb on Hiroshima and the war became over. So we were ready for discharge.
What rank are you most proud to have earned and why?
I was a staff sergeant. That was the picture that was taken at basic training.
Which medals or citations are you most honored to have received and why?
The one most proud of is the Combat Infantry Badge, the blue rifle. There's our unit citation, good medal, good conduct medal. The one with the 2 stars are our battle stars. 2 battles we were in.
Tell me a little about some of the special people you met.
I met General Patton because we rode his tanks. A couple of the other generals who came said hello to the troops.
What was the best and worst military food you were served and why?
Well, contrary to public opinion, the mess hall food in the Army was excellent. They had very good cooks. The worst food was the K rations, the food that came in those wax boxes. Although they had a piece of chocolate in which we could shave and make cocoa. So the food was not bad. And when we were in Germany, when we took a small town, the first thing we would look for was a wall oven so we could make some potatoes.
How does your military experience affect your life today?
Well, whenever they ask if there's a veteran around, I can raise my hand. And if they ever ask people who served overseas, I can proudly raise my hand. And they did pay for my college education, which was very good. And there was a program when you got out called the 5220. They gave all veterans on discharge $20 a week for a year until they got settled deciding what to do. In those days, $20 a week went quite a distance. Not like today.
Can you tell me a little bit about the stuff here?
The rifle is called the Combat Infantry Badge, CIB. The one with the two stars was 2 major battles we were in. The middle one was the European Theater of Operations. The other was a unit citation. The one with the pretty colors was the Good Conduct Badge.
Can you please find your cell phone?
Can I find the? Yeah, I think so. That was 18.
For your service program.